This call is from a person currently in a prison in England. All calls are logged and recorded and may be listened to by a member of prison staff. If you do not wish to accept this call, please hang up now.
Monday, the 9th of December 2024. HMP Thameside, IDTS ring. Usual wake-up call, but it's not even 9 a.m. when there's beef next door. The lad next door actually has one of the worst attitudes out of everybody in this prison wing, easily. They speak to others as if they owe them something. Oh my God, I fucking hated this guy. So he's every morning, like literally 7:30, 8, he's going on for like an hour or two. Hot water! Oi, hot water! So 18, hot water! So 18, hot water! Oi, Bill, hot water! Literally for fucking hours in the morning, just like demanding as if people are gonna get up, and people are in the fucking cells. You know what I mean? And then he wants hot water in his cell. Said then somebody else has got to go and get him. Nah, bro, it was the dumbest fucking thing ever. Oh my God. I fucking despise this man. I despise the man. I swear for over an hour he'd do this shit each time, and every single day he'd just get banged. He'd never get it. He'd never get his fucking hot water in the morning, but he still did it every day. But he probably only never got it because of his tone and his attitude. I don't know what started this beef. Oh, I remember this. Or how/why you even start beef with somebody out on the wing from the confines of your cell, unless you're a cheeky cunt. So anyway, I heard commotion, right? And then so I got up, went to my door to listen, and I heard somebody spit at him. And apparently it landed on his face, on the face of the lad next door in the cell. So he spat through his observation hatch because they were fucking arguing, and he's gone, and then I heard the hot water guy go, "You spat on me face, bruv." And then there was even more commotion. And then he's going, "Watch what happens when I get outlet on the wing." And he's going, "You spat on me face, bruv." And I was laughing, honestly, I was actually laughing. It was funny. Because he just had literally the worst attitude, right? So a screws came over and asked what happened. They said, "Nothing." And I was tentatively listening in case they did actually snitch and say what happened. I'd be like, not only is he a fucking bellend, but he's a snitch. But he never snitched, to be fair. The screw went away, and the lad next door piped up yet again to the one who spat at him. He's going, "Suck your mum." Because, bro, I've never heard that shit outside London, and Londoners all love to say fucking "suck your mum." They love it. It's one of the most fucking shittest insults going. So he said that to the spitter, and the spitter I saw bounced back over to the hot water kid yet again. He was livid this time. He was even angrier than before he spat. He picked up a cup on the table outside of the hot water lad's pad and just swirled him with it. He just threw it right in his face, covering the lad next door with even more unwanted fluids on his face. The screws heard the commotion. They've come over and they said, "Hey." And then the lad who threw the water and spat on the lad said, "He told me to suck my mum." So they obviously responded. The lad next door was still shouting shit, but when they got out on the wing, after saying, "Wait till I get out my pad, wait till I get out," when he actually got on the wing, like, it was literally nothing, it was just words. And to be honest, it was probably almost certainly his own words that provoked what he got. Both the spit and the water on his face earlier on. Hopefully, he'll wind his neck in for his own good now. For Morning Social, Ahmed and I discussed Islam and Marxist theory, historical/dialectical materialism, contradiction, basic superstructure, cultural hegemony, etc. For dinner, I had the most despicable food, so-called food, in here because my dinner is set to basic for the next 2 days because I didn't set them and forgot. In fact, no, I didn't forget. I didn't set them because I never expected to be in this prison. I expected to be at Belmarsh at this point, so I didn't set my food menu. Very unhappy with a slight headache from the back end of my cold. It hurts to breathe in my nose. Oh man, I was so sick. It hurt to actually inhale from my nose because it was so raw from all the nose blowing the last few days. It was like I'd lost bare layers of the fucking nostrils. So, I also finished the short biography of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him. I had no idea he was a leader beyond spirituality as well, but would effectively become a commander of armed forces and governor of a state. You could say, without exaggeration, they were a revolutionary. But this might require nuance and further detail. Politics is not void in their messages. Politics is war without bloodshed. War is politics with bloodshed. And there was both, objectively, and more. Around 1:30/2 p.m, I cleaned my surfaces and storage apartments ahead of my canteen arrival. I had brushed the floor a few times previously, but today I mopped it for the first time since being here. I didn't want to do the labour just to be moved onto another wing like the same day or the next day. But at this point, I'm suspecting that I'll be here at least another week, so I no longer have multicoloured beans on my floor or the wall, or the dried juice of the beans at least. I also hand washed half of my clothes with water and a bar of soap in my sink. It's all crammed on the heater that's always just barely warm in my pad. The clothes will require frequent turning over the next 2 days to dry. Social/exercise was pretty standard. I spoke to my mum. I called a good friend and thanked them for the email and support. I chatted with Ahmed and we ate basic dinner. Mexican rice, a few pieces of cauliflower, and pretty much burnt jacket potato. Even if you wanted to eat the skin on the potatoes, you probably physically couldn't. I had to peel myself away from Star Trek The Next Generation to go out for exercise. I feel like the universe is playing a sick joke on me, having The Next Generation the same time as Social/tea time in prison, so I'll have to miss it. So my routine was actually, I enjoyed this so much. So I'd have The Next Generation on Sky Mix at 4 p.m. Literally, you'd have the original Star Trek on like yesterday at 5 p.m. and then 6 p.m. you'd have Star Trek Deep Space Nine on Sky Mix at 6 p.m. and then you'd have Voyager on Sky Mix at 7 p.m. So I'd have 4 hours of Star Trek, and like it's hard in a cell by myself. It was hard to feel shit about the day when I just had Star Trek to look forward to every day. But generally I missed Star Trek and the Next Generation to go out on exercise. Now the canteens are being dropped off and people's doors are opening. I saw a reasonably filled bag get dropped off at mine. I was standing on my tiptoes looking down the observation hatch to see it outside. Now I wait. Others ask literally over and over, where's my canteen? Where's my canteen? Some don't have any canteen. I'm going to box a brother off with a cap until Monday. If a screw hears them ask to see me, if a screw hears them ask to see me, as we're all locked up now, I don't know. Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek the original series is on TV. Deep Space Nine, then Voyager after it. I literally can't go wrong. I got my canteen, it's all there. Bar 2 packs of Space Raiders. I obviously suspect theft because I'm sure that they're packed and distributed by prisoners. But one of them is the Crusader that hates us praying. So I was just convinced that he'd stolen 2 me Space Raiders from my canteen. Because I opened the bag before I realised that it wasn't in the bag, there's little to no chance of any compensation. The screw didn't even come in my pad to confirm that they weren't there, but they know that there's no point. Soon after, I heard, where the fuck is my caps? As somebody walked past my cell door. Soon after, I heard the same person walk back saying, they got smacked up, bruv. And then he was like, this song, and it was like, one more and more, the people just want more, one peace and love, people just want more and more, free from desire. And I was like so happy because it had been like over 2 weeks before I'd heard an actual song in there. After my Star Trek bonanza, I heard music from somebody else's pad over next door's incessant banging. House music is the best. It's 8:15 p.m. and I'll perhaps read the Quran for the next night, snacking on sweets from my canteen. Drinking from desire.
Thank you for tuning in to Diary of a Political Prisoner. What was a short letter for you was a period of time in prison for me. So please make sure that you subscribe on whatever podcast player you're listening on to be notified of future episodes. Each episode was recorded in a prison cell as I'm held on remand for allegedly being involved in a Palestine action to disrupt and destroy weapons in a genocidal Israeli arms factory under Section 5 of the Terrorism Act. My diary is a podcast only to give you something in the hope that you can give help and support to my mum and son, which I can't do by any other means from prison. In supporting them, for £5 a month, you can get a week's worth of episodes in advance every Monday. For £10 a month, you'll get the week's worth of episodes. Plus, I'll respond to any question you have in a monthly question and answer episode on my Patreon. That's patreon.com/politicalprisonerpod. For £25 a month, our humanitarian aid tier, you get all of the above while knowing my little boy is supported and happy. One-time donations can be made by emailing or messaging my producer on social media. Media/collaboration inquiries are on the same line as senders and inbox. If you can't support me family in my absence, please follow the podcast on Instagram if you're going to be listening. Please follow on Twitter, all of our socials. Our handle is Diary Pol Prisoner. Please share them and this podcast with your friends. It's free to do and it helps this project grow. You can also send me a prisoner email or letters drawings, anything like that. Links to everything mentioned can be found in the podcast description below. Thank you, love, and solidarity.